Hi, I'm Samuel Varghese, and this is Tools for Storytelling. In this episode, which is part 4 of a 5-part series, Keach and I talk about the temptation to use darkness as a calling card for depth.
And action.
So, I'd like to, ever so gently and caringly as I can, drill something into the viewer's head. And it is this: darkness does not equal depth in your story. I'm going to say that again. Darkness does not equal depth in your story. Got it? Now Sam and I will talk about it. So Sam, do you agree or disagree that darkness does not equal depth in your story?
I absolutely agree. But I had to come to that understanding and realization.
As did I.
When I was a student, I was making films that had that sort of idea behind it. That the way to get that punch, the way to really grab the audience's attention and sort of show the sophistication of our story was to go with something dark.
Yeah, to make it, and the big two, and not to sound insensitive here, but it is the truth of filmmakers, the big two, the go-to darkeners and deptheners of story are cancer and suicide. Those are the two things that student film after film after film after film will have to do with cancer or terminal illness, vague terminal illness, worst of all, or a desire to take one's life. Don't think that your story has to be dark and morose and touching on death at all. To have some sort of insight, because it's not at all the case. In fact, there's so much more insight to be had about talking about a quality of life rather than death. Because once you die, you don't have to deal with the intricacies of life anymore. But if whatever idea you have somehow talks about a specific instance of life, about what happens to people commonly or maybe even extraordinarily, but if something has to do with their life and not their death, there could be so much to gain for an audience through that. Because usually, hopefully, your audience is living life. It's a pretty rare instance where you're projecting a film into a mausoleum. So what's so much more useful for your audience and what they can gain insight from is people living. Now, this isn't to discredit any sort of material that's about, deathly illness and will to not live anymore and things that have to do with death. Not to say that death isn't something you deal with. But don't require that to be your go-to. Again, the ever so favored shot of the college filmmaker, of the vague illness that makes you bleed out of one nostril as you stare into the depths of your demise.
I was in that shot.
See?
I hope this information has been helpful in your pursuit of tools for storytelling. If it has, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to check out the full conversation, you can do so by following the link provided. Thank you for watching.